Bhakti Marga versus Jnana Marga, what is the difference and what are the pros and cons of both? Bhakti Marga is basically of the heart chakra, of the love, of the devotion for the Lord, for the self, as you may say, for the deity or anyone that you regard as a higher power. So that devotion, that love, that true love, that surrender to that particular deity or Lord is what the Bhakti Marga is, and it is a part of the heart chakra. While Jnana Marga is constantly churning up the knowledge with Agya Chakra, basically asking, when you ask yourself, who am I, or when you do the neti process, I'm not this, not this, not this, what you're doing is actually activating the Agya Chakra, because when that activates, you realize that everything is me. So, while that path is of the Agya Chakra, the Bhakti Marg is part of the Heart Chakra. As you know, the self realization ultimately happens when you realize the Sahasrara. So, it is far quicker, as logically you might think that you can move from Agya Chakra to the Sahasrara Chakra because the distance is lesser. But the problem with the Jnana Marga is when you realize everything is yourself, there is something that is called as spiritual ego that comes into you that says, oh, I am everything. I have realized the self. I have realized that I am the higher power. I am the highest power, in fact. So what happens is, in that realization, you think that everyone else is somewhere lower than you. It may be very subtle in you that you're not really putting it into words that everyone else is lesser than you and you are the special someone who has realized the self. But what happens in that process is you think of yourself as someone greater, and that is what is spiritual ego. That, and if you don't really work on that spiritual ego, you will fall back in your spiritual progress. But in the Bhakti Marga, since you are surrendering to the Lord, to the deity, there is no question of ego, because there is no place for ego. You are completely surrendered to whatever you are worshipping. But the problem with the Bhakti Marga is that until the very last moment, the realization or the willingness doesn't come to let go of the worship, to let go of the devotion and realize that you are what you are worshipping.